Well, guys, I'm having to start up this one a different way because it's being really retarded. But anyways, I'm Titan Weasel of the Otherworldly Gamers, and once again, I am playing Penumbra! I'm actually, continuing on from where I left off. But, at any rate, I once again have Rinley with me. Say hello.
Rinley.
What?
Hi.
I was doing it for dramatic pause. Yeah. Let's continue our game. Continue from last
I
save?
stole your thunder.
Don't do that.
Why not?
Because it's my show. I just jotted down a note, just in case. Let's see what that note is.
Oh my.
The entrance to the cave
Like,
there could be anything living down here. We already read that last episode, so shut up. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until it knows whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I'll know I've got it right because the blue tint to my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something is right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources, though. So, note, the entrance to the cave is caved in. There must be another way out.
good going, devs. Seriously. Let's try for the most immersion we can, and in so doing, completely eradicate the immersion. What immersion?
There's immersion?
Yeah. Apparently, clicking your left mouse button to pick things up is immersion, according to the main the player character.
I have
Yeah,
no idea what I'm doing, but I'm
No,
sneaking
no,
around.
no, no. I figured out. I figured out what's going on here. He's a gamer. You're playing as a gamer. You know
Yeah,
those.
that makes perfect sense. No.
It does make perfect sense. How many times have we gone out and? Okay. Or somebody here has said, that they've been playing Warframe so long that they want to do the whole dash and slide or coptering. No, in other games. And then yes, of course.
You wanted to
for
do it in
me-
real life.
Yeah, reflex. They're just
15th of
Force of
August,
habit.
1945. Command Bunker Emergency Airstrip Zulu Weekly Report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Routine runway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance be carried out twice weekly from here on in due to increased snowfall. One wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause for concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop or armory and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual we kept in the storeroom. And I'm sure that's where they learnt the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up that manual in the chest in my office, and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This base is so disconnected sometimes I feel as if the war could end, and we might never even hear about it here. Supplies requisition order. 1 dynamite for extractive purposes. 7 bayonets, not necessarily in my opinion, but procedure states that we should have full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing that damn ice that forms on the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C. In order for myself, my glasses are in rather a poor state of repair and could do with some replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress, but structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in earth, and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have been working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see I can't discover the source of light which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major. Okay, what's this? Oh, what the hell's going on here? A man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know this man before me is Howard. I call him father. What the hell happened? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. I want to touch it again. Spooky whispers! I may never get used to that. It's fairly basic work desk. This place must have been converted into a functional office at some stage in its history. It's an old artifact. Chair. Ooh, a key. Small key. Copenhagen Post, Monday, 17th August, 1930. Psychiatric dispositions at the bottom of Death Mine. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that the mine-altering chemicals naturally sown into the rock may have caused the high suicide rates at Greenland Mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's natural higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high, at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with at earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH4 formula, recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals have conducted to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits, known as the Chernagate word, live in the mountains. The university is awaiting the results of chemical testing. Studies continue. Oh, that's nice. So I could be going absolutely positively insane. Okay. Yay, nothing. I'm just half expecting to see a head pop out of one of those things. Okay, let's grab a flare. This typewriter dates back even further than the war. Made in Germany, 1923. Go away! beef jerky! Hopefully that beef jerky's still good. The text on these pages is illegible. Years of damp and cold have dissolved its meaning forever. What about over here? So much history in this place, tied up in words and left to decompose. That's a damn shame. It's just a darn shame, isn't it? What's in here? Nothing. What's in here? Nothing. What's in here? Ooh, beef jerky! I will take you, beef jerky. I will take your beef jerky and raise you... I'm trying to grab it. Painkillers! I'm standing through it. Okay. It's locked. I need a key. Before I grab that, probably sure I need to put some beef jerky there. What is this? Backstrid. Backstrid. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Red phosphorus and barium. Okay. Okay. Black match fuse. Okay. String. Okay. So now I just have to collect all the ingredients, I guess? Ooh, what is this? Batteries. They're probably not any good anymore, but, you know, whatever. Oh god, is something else down here with me? I just can't wait for whatever's around the corner. No need to hide. It's a puppy!
A puppy that wants to eat your face.
Jesus, I've never been this scared in my life. I can feel my heart racing. If anything gets within more than a few feet of me in my height, I better not stare at it. Anything within my field of vision might panic me, and then I'm a goner.
Really?
Ooh, what?
Nothing.
Okay, that's locked. Made it to the storage room. Ooh, this is a little intense, even though that is only a puppy chasing me. Locked. Reams of wiring.
I'm going to hop out of the stream.
Okay, have fun. Okay, I found another thingy. Oh, whispers! Whispers again! Oh, no. Oh, that was different. But the same that time, like I had more control, but over what? What am I supposed to do with it? Ah, I can't move it. Ah, okay. Yeah. Aha! Should be able to go down here now. Whispers. I don't like the whispers. Okay, we're gonna read that later. Right now is not a good time. Yeah, I get it. Ah! Curse it. Well, oh Lord, this is an intense place. Ow. Oh, yeah. Beef jerky. Okay. I just threw beef jerky at something. Its skittering has me very nervous. Oh boy. And I don't like spiders either. I agree with this guy. Ah, come on! Flare. Yeah. Alright, and here we go again. They don't give you very much time to cross that. Oh, out of the way. Read that later. Don't want to do that now. Once I'm in a more safe spot, I will. Okay, so... Alright. I think I need to break the lock. Yay! I did it. Now what? Close that up a bit. Batteries. You good? Oh. What the hell? have no idea what to do here. It has been some time since I recorded any findings in relation to the spiders with whom I have shared my existence for the past 8 months, partially due to my enforced retreat from their basement territory not too long ago, so their behavior has become overly aggressive, and so I have attempted to barricade the main entrance to their lair and secured myself within one of the smaller rooms above it, the only one with an operational door lock. The other reason is that I have been recovering from a minor operation which I have forced to conduct myself without the aid of anesthesia. Even if I did have any anesthetic or surgical tools, I couldn't afford to be less than diligent in my work, so anesthetic was out. Surgical tools are all well and good, but although it may be becoming old and rusty, I still trust my pen knife to do the job just as well. The procedure itself was elementary enough, a simple amputation of a non-vital organ. I began to notice a thick glue-like substance forming on my tongue and was forced to accept that it had become infected through a constant toxin ingestion. Day 300. Another century of days comes and goes. It seems like so long since I escaped here. At some stage since my last entry, I attempted to return from whence I came. Those from which I originally was fleeing seems a fate far worse than the one I now face. However, in the time since I arrived from the larger mine system, a cave-in has occurred, blocking any further progress. I was forced to return and accept whatever end life has in store for me. I still hear my aggressive little friends scratching on the door to my cell. And now I can do scientific findings. Day 1. I began this record still in the hope of the great work we have undertaken here might one day be scientific value, despite the chaos which has ensued in the 6 hours previous. My aim is to remain secure until what help there may be arrives, and to that end I have barricaded myself into a small workshop area in the abandoned part of the mine. I hope that the merge of food rations here will keep me alive, and that those I hide from will not jeopardize that. Perhaps this mine really is cursed. It's almost precisely 30 years since the incident that brought us here. And now, 30 years on, fate has struck again. I forecasted that today the rest would arrive, but I can only hypothesize that they would be unaware of my location, and hence busy themselves evacuating the other survivors. If they have not arrived by tomorrow, I will go in search of them. My first mistake was to make assumptions on the matter of rescue. My second mistake was to make assumptions on the safety of this mine. My third mistake is to act on both of those assumptions and going outside my safe haven. My best estimates is that I left the workshop where I was secured about 2 days ago in search of aid, and I have found only danger. I approached the old living quarters, but curiously could find no sign of life whatsoever. I returned in what I thought was the direction from which I had come, but soon found myself in an unfamiliar locale. Confused but focused, I attempted to make my way home, but found myself threatened by some species of feral creature who seemed to have made its old mine its home. Although the specimen bore significant interest to me, I chose to retreat, only to find myself outmaneuvered and outnumbered by the beasts. I turned and ran, injuring my ankle in the process, which I believe is now most likely a sprain rather than a fracture. For some time I cowered and fled into the dark, but a few hours ago I discovered a door leading to a smaller, disused part of the mine, the key for which I still have in my pocket. Within that area I discovered this storeroom, and I think it should keep me safe for some time. This place is a maze. My lesson learned, I will not venture out again until I am certain the area is safe. Day 19. Rescue seems increasingly unrealistic. Supplies diminishing. Lots of spiders in this place. I do not like spiders. I caught one of these accursed eight-legged beast nesting in my open mouth when I woke this morning. In my surprise, I swallowed it. It's not so much the act of swallowing which concerns me, but the genus of arachnid. It would be unlikely that a cave-dwelling spider would be venomous to any significant degree, but the possibility troubles me all the same. Any known venom would have affected me by now, and so today is the first minor cause for celebration I've had since the incident. By lucky coincidence, this revelation also means that I have discovered a virtually inexhaustible supply of nutrition. I intend to venture into the basement beneath this storeroom in the name of science to discover more about these creatures' natural habitat. For 4 days now, I have been surviving solely off quite considerable sustenance provided by the spiders. For some time, I was struggling to gather enough of the crunchy little morsels. However, Lady Luck smiled on me once more when the batteries in my torch died and I made a second life-savings find. These creatures' natural habitat is the dark. Without the light now diminished, I need only lie still for a few minutes, and I have attracted enough of the beast for a rather hearty meal. Scientific findings 2! Day 71. My earlier assumptions on the benign nature of my cellmates have been made in error. After a careful autopsy, I am concerned that there may be a small volume of natural chemicals stored in the stomach if ingested regularly by over a period of time, may become psychotropic or even lethal. My only real chance is to break out of here and raid any stashes of supplies I can find. However, the evidence against such a move is insurmountable. 1, I have no source of light. 2, I swore to myself I wouldn't leave until I heard human voices outside. And 3, the spiders are tasty. Day 100. From the marks I have been marking on the walls and my scribbled diary entries, which in the dark may amount to an illegible scrawl, today is the 100th day of my new life. Under the past month, my edible friends have become more and more aggressive. I have swelled in number and size. Whether or not this is a result of my plundering their ecosystem, I am unsure. However, at this rate of growth, they will soon be too large to crawl through the gaps in my walls. For all I know, I could only be seeing the tip of the iceberg. If all fails, I am never recovered. I hope at least that my study of and indeed involvement with these fascinating creatures will one day be regarded as an important point in natural history. The greatest names in modern science got there more through fluke than talent, and it appears that this rule has extended itself to my discovery of the delicious new species. I only pray that the second rule deems my breakthrough too insignificant, for all great discoveries tend to consume their inventor. Oh. You had to cut out his tongue earlier. Oh, that's his tongue. Yuck. This is getting weird. That dog is still down here somewhere. Ah! Damn it, you got me. He's gotta eat too. Well, anyways, that's it for this episode. And, yeah. That noise. Delicious. I'll see you next time. Bye. Disturbing.